Hello and welcome to Thought for January the 28th. Our readings are Genesis chapters 46 and 47, Psalm 50 and Romans chapters 3 and 4. And our thought is, claiming to be wise, they became... Yesterday we started reading Paul's letter to the Romans. It contains so much that is relevant to life today. Paul writes of humans claiming to be wise, they became fools in chapter 1 verse 22. He says what can be known about God is plain to them, because God has shown it to them, verse 19. He says his invisible attributes have been clearly perceived ever since the creation of the world, in the things that have been made, verse 20. In other words, although God himself cannot be seen by human eyes, the evidence of his existence should be plain to humans because of all the remarkable things which he has created. Paul continues, they became futile in their thinking, and their foolish heart was darkened, verse 21. The foolishness of those days, which still continues among some nations, is to believe God is represented in animals such as elephants and to worship them. But today, throughout what we call the Western world, so many who are claiming to be wise believe there is no God of any kind, that everything that exists in some unknowable way created itself. This was possible, they strangely reason, if we allow enough millions and billions of years through an endless series of accidents. Yet the more humans discover the wonders of the world in which they live, the more incredible they find it to be, all the wonders of DNA being one of the recent examples, and as a result, the more foolish their words in claiming to be wise appear to be. Marvellous designs, but no designer. The tragedy is that, having convinced themselves there is no God, the words of Paul which follow are even more true today than ever before. He wrote, "And since they did not see fit to acknowledge God, God gave them up to a debased mind to do what ought not to be done. They were filled with all manner of unrighteousness, evil, covetousness, malice, haters of God, insolent, haughty, boastful, inventors of evil, disobedience to parents, foolish, faithless, heartless." There is much more in this chapter, including a condemnation of homosexuality as things that humans do when they have no knowledge or belief in the one and only God. It is becoming clearer that there is no middle road. We either believe or we do not. And if we believe, we must not be half-hearted about it. When the kingdom is established, may our King say to us, as Pharaoh said to Joseph, "There is none so discerning and wise as you are." Genesis 41 verse 39. But for the present, we must heed Paul's warning in Romans, never be wise in your own sight. Chapter 12 verse 16. Well, thank you once again for joining us for Thought for the Day, where together we can open up the pages of God's Word, remembering that that Word is a lamp to our feet and a light to our path.